The Treasure Valley's original all-sports station. Sports Radio 95.3 FM and 1350 AM. The Ticket.
All right, guys, warm days, cool nights, make it the perfect time to apply for Zamzows Lawn Food. Your lawn is recovering. Feed it. Zamzows Lawn Food, all 13 areas, Zamzows. Prater, we welcome in our video audience, and if you haven't subscribed to the KTIK YouTube page yet, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for, man. Next time you're on YouTube or on the internet thing, subscribe to our YouTube.
The internet thing. That thing you call the internet. Yeah.
Chances are you'll probably be on it within the next
World
hour or two.
Wide Web.
WWW. It drives me crazy in radio commercials, by the way, pet peeve, when they still leave in the WWW.
Like they did on our van. That drove me crazy, too.
You didn't like that on the van? Yeah, on our van.
You shouldn't put WWW anywhere.
It drives me crazy in radio commercials, and I listen, hey, please go to www.fatguys.com, like something like that. We're like, I don't need, just go to fatguysfreshdaily.com. Anyway, Dirk Koetter, Taylen Green, a massive storyline with this game, Prater. You've been writing about it. We've been talking about it. This fan base, are you kidding me? Nothing short of anything to talk about with this team. That's at an all-time high, you could argue. But wow, it's not exactly maybe what this fan base expected to be talking about. Here we are, second home game of the year, and it's the Taylen Green and Dirk Koetter show.
Holy cow, I have no idea what to expect from this game tonight. And that's the phrase. What are we expecting from Dirk Koetter? What are we expecting from Taylen Green? We told you a lot of stories about Taylen Green this week. The Louisville High Fighting Farmers out of Texas, former track athlete, 6'6", 220, a state champion or a school record holder in the long jump. Are you kidding me? That's like what kind of bird flies through the air like that? Taylen Green is a freakish athlete who is going to just fire you guys up tonight. The question is, how many mistakes is he going to make? And the question from Dirk Koetter is, what kind of offense is he going to run? It's going to be very similar to what we've seen, I believe, in terms of the strategies, the plots, the play calling. Well, maybe not the play calling. Let's not go there. But in terms of just being efficient, the balance, the rhythm, the things that Andy Avalos talks about. You can't, in 6 days, you cannot reinvent an entire offense, especially with a freshman quarterback. And Dirk Koetter hasn't been in college in, 13, 14 years? I don't know if it really matters, but, I mean, football is football.
04, 05 was his last year in Tempe, right?
I think it was 06, 05 or 06.
Yeah.
His first year in the NFL, I think, was 07. So there's so many different variables tonight, so many different expectations. I cannot wait, ball game. I did the charting. I went back and looked at, because we all know that San Diego State runs this amazing defense. And Boise State has played San Diego State 7 different times. And outside of some dude have you ever heard of this Kellen Moore dude? Kellen number?
I'm sure Kellen Moore did just fine against San Diego State.
In 2011, the first time Boise State played San Diego State, Kellen Moore completed 28 of 40 passes, 366 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception. And Boise State scored 52 points and won by 17.
That feels so far from now, man. That feels so long ago. Wow.
Doug Martin ran for 129 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Boise State's offense cranked out 497 yards that day.
How much did they give up? What
I didn't
San
even
Diego
look.
State score
I
on
didn't
them?
even look because, they scored 35.
Okay.
I didn't even look because after that, and I'm focusing on the offense, it became very, very, very pedestrian. Joe Southwick, very pedestrian in a loss. Grant Hedrick, very pedestrian in an overtime loss. Grant Hedrick, pretty good coming back in his second year with a nice victory. Brett Rippon and Montel Cozart, very pedestrian in a nice win. Brett Rippon again and Chase Cord, very pedestrian. Hank Bachmeier and Boise State quarterbacks have always been very pedestrian against San Diego State and its defense. To expect Taylen Green come out tonight and do anything but be pedestrian and not be a game manager and take care of the football and maybe just run around a little bit, that's what we should probably expect.
Yeah.
And every one of those quarterbacks, too, by the way. Joe Southwick had DJ Harper. Grant Hedrick had Jay Ajayi running all over. Jay Ajayi had 2 100-yard games against San Diego State.
Yep.
Brett Rippon had Alexander Madison for a couple of games.
Good point.
So they've had strong running games. They haven't had to be dominant quarterbacks. Nobody has thrown for 300 yards against San Diego State since Kellen Moore. 164, 202, 187, 72 yards, 170 yards. And last year, Hank Bachmeier threw for 222 yards. Hank Bachmeier's had the most impressive performance against San Diego State since Kellen Moore. He's not here anymore. Taylen Green is your new quarterback.
Prater in the ball game, Idaho Sports Talk, KTIK The Ticket, kind of a special edition here on a Boise State Bronco game day. We'll keep you till 5 o'clock tonight, then send you over with our pal Beeler as this thing gets ready to begin. I think, Prater, what will make Dirk Koetter's job easiest tonight is what you're saying. When you mentioned those running backs, I'm thinking, wow, if it's Helani, great. If it's Genty, fine. If it's a fly sweep here or there for a big chunk play, wonderful as well. But for Dirk Koetter, the one thing that I bet you he wants to get done first and foremost, and it's that running attack. It's being able to get Taylen Green in 2nd and 4, 3rd and 1. The whole playbook is available to you. You can catch people off guard with a play action pass on first down because you know you're going to get a run look. If Dirk Koetter is able to get into that type of rhythm, Michael Forrest Prater, then Boise State has its best chance to look okay on offense this season with this sucker, man. And it starts tonight, Prater, and I just want to see what's going to happen. But no, I'm leaning towards your expectation there. It's probably going to get worse before it gets better, right?
They want it to be consistent. That's the word that they've used all week long, consistent. We saw Boise State's offense last week so inconsistent against UTEP. That one drive after the first half, spectacular. Many other drives, not spectacular. Consistency. The consistency down there is going to take many, many bumps. There's no doubt about that. This will be a work in progress and probably for the rest of the season. It just dawned on me that we've talked all week long about Koetter, and we've talked all week long about Taylen Green, and we've talked all week long about other guys. We haven't talked about George Helani, and he might be the most important guy on the field tonight based on the question you just asked. What could make Taylen Green and Dirk Koetter's job easier? If George Helani can go out there and crank out 120 yards, and San Diego State's rush defense isn't that spectacular. They're 5th in the Mountain West, 62nd in FBS. They're giving up 135 yards a game, which is 15 more than Boise State's getting. If Boise State can push 150 yards rushing tonight, I like their chances.
On paper, this San Diego State defense looks nothing like what we've seen this defense look like in the past decade or so. They are down in every major defensive statistical category in this conference, Prater. Now, I know they've had a tough schedule. They've gotten their teeth knocked out by Utah. That skewed it. Arizona ran and did whatever they wanted to on them.
Yep.
So probably they're a little better than their stats indicate, but this defense can be ran on. Like you said, 5th in the league. They give up 135 yards a game. I mean, if George gets it going, then all of a sudden, if Taylen is in a rhythm with the read option, and I would bet a lot of money that we're going to see a lot of read options tonight, wouldn't you? Taylen in shotgun, Helani next to him, just read one guy, Taylen.
I think we're going to see some. I don't know about a lot.
Yeah,
I don't know about a lot.
Quarter.
I think they're also going to try to mix in. I think the secret weapon, and I'm just guessing, but I did see something in practice the other day after sleeping at a Holiday Inn. I'm just guessing that. Sorry, that was a bad joke. I'm just guessing that Koetter and Taylen Green have worked a lot this week on the short passing game. We saw them work on that a lot on Tuesday. And a little bit of read option and a lot of short passing game, I think, is going to be Taylen Green's best friend tonight. You don't want, even though Taylen Green's got this long, beautiful arm, it's kind of raw. Well, yeah. It's definitely raw.
People hate his motion.
It's squirrely.
Think Phillip Rivers, think Vince Young, kind of some of that sidearm push action, but
kind of a rubbery sling action too that I don't really like. But he'll develop it. He'll develop that over 4 years. Short passing game and lots of running from George Helani tonight, I think, will be Boise State's best friend.
For me, I talked to you about this in our meeting. Dirk Koetter, find a way tonight to be able to unlock the athleticism. Taylen Green is as gifted physically as any athlete in this program right now. But there's certain things playing quarterback if the defense is winning the chess match, so to speak, and they're able to control Taylen's athleticism. that poor kid is going to be in for a long night. We've seen so many times in our life covering sports or just watching it when a quarterback gets in and you look and you say, "Ah, shucks, he ain't ready yet." And you can see it. They're just not ready. I hope that's not the case. And Dirk Koetter, find a way to unlock this kid's athleticism, get him on the move, get him comfortable, get him being his best version of him, get Helani to run the damn ball in defense like you are ranked very, very well on paper in this league. Show up defense, rule the roost tonight, own the stinking game, and get this fan base fired up again.
Boise State football needs a win tonight, desperately needs a win, and I cannot wait to see how this game plays out because there's a lot at stake here. The emotional stakes, the standing stakes, the wins and losses. Just Andy Avalos. I mean, he's not fighting for his job, but he's fighting for, maybe I don't want to say his reputation, but, not everybody is an Andy Avalos guy right now. Andy Avalos needs to win this football game. Boise State needs to win this football game. For a 2-2 football team, there is a lot at stake tonight, ball game.
Jacob from Boise has a question for you, Prater.
What?
If Boise State loses tonight, do you think Andy Avalos is on the hot seat, or do you think with the firing of the offensive coordinator that bought him time to figure it out? What do you think is the temperature of Andy Avalos' seat if they do lose tonight and lose kind of embarrassingly?
Well, he'll be on the hot seat with fans. There's no doubt about that. You still see plenty of fans out there. As popular as he is around here, there's a lot of people out there who are saying, Boise State shouldn't be done making changes yet, that Andy Avalos has to go. I think that's ridiculous, and I think Jeremiah Dickey would agree with me. Andy Avalos will not be on the hot seat till after this season's over. Let's see how it plays out. He's not going to be on the hot seat based on a win or a loss tonight in the eyes of the Boise State administration and athletic department. The fans will unleash on him. Jeremiah Dickey will wait and have that conversation after the season.
I like it. Hey, guys, download the new and improved KTIK app on your phone. You get easy access to every interview, every episode of this Idaho Sports Talk. Plus, sometimes you get Bronco Focus segments, Bronco Game Night stuff, great stuff. Download the app, and maybe you're in your car right now headed to the stadium. You're like, dude, I'd still like to listen to these yahoos while I'm walking around going to my tailgate. That's when you download the app. And you turn the app on when you get out of your car. JP, we have Spencer Danielson, your defensive coordinator, Bronco Nation, talking about San Diego State quarterback Braxton Burmeister. What is his top concern? You'll hear next. It's Idaho Sports Talk. We're Prater in the Ballgame. KTIK, the ticket.
Idaho Sports Talk with Prater in the Ballgame.